Welcome to Uriah Heep, the Magician's Podcast. I'll be covering every studio song the band has recorded and every bonus track that I can find. Each week we'll go over a new song from the beginning to where they are currently, and as they keep adding albums, I'll keep adding shows. Let the deep dive party begin.
In the magic garden, some were singing, some were dancing.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Uriah Heep, the Magician's Podcast. I am your host, Scott Haskin, bringing you all of our bonus tracks that didn't quite fit in with any of the albums specifically. And so here we are going through them one by one. Today we're talking about a song called I'm Alive Again. This one was previously unreleased. The only place I can actually find that it was ever released was on Still Eavy, Still Proud in 1990, with the expanded edition coming out in 1998. This song also from the 1981 Ridge Farm Sessions. And so that means that our lineup is lead vocals, Peter Goalby, guitar, of course, the one and only Mick Box. Bass, we have Bob Daisley, drums, Lee Kerslake, and keys, we have John Sinclair. And so they, this song, they just get right into it. And so I think we should do the exact same thing. Here is I'm Alive Again by Uriah Heep.
So many questions, so many lies, truth of the hidden behind your eyes.
Yeah, I wasn't kidding. Like, it just takes off right from the beginning. It's cool. It's got a lot of good energy to it. It's a shuffle, and it's not really played like a shuffle, though. The drums are very straightforward, just a regular 4/4 beat here, but it definitely has a good movement to it. And I really like the riff. I like the way that Mick is playing off of the keyboards here. They're kind of trading off spots, covering each other in some spots. It's a really neat dynamic that I like. Bass is a little more straightforward so far, but, we're pretty early in the song. And of course, a great delivery from Peter. Pretty sure that was double tracked. Well, I don't know exactly why this struck me as a shuffle earlier, because it isn't. It felt like it was. I don't really know why. That's so strange. But it definitely is. It had the potential to be. I mean, you could put a shuffle beat on this and it would work. It would be a little fast, but it would work. But he's just playing it straightforward. So that's fine. It sounds good. Again, I can't really hear any bass drum. The mix is pretty much the same as it was on Valley of Kings. Guitar slightly to the right, keyboards way to the left. Very, very, again, kind of an offsetting mix. But I love the music here. This riff, the way that John and Mick are playing, they're highlighting here and there, and it's just really cool the way that this is done. I know there was at least one little fill-in from Mick I could barely hear in my right ear. There might have been more. I'm not sure. And you know what? Now that I think about it, John and Mick might not be trading off as much as it sounds like, because the keyboard's kind of overtaking the guitar a little bit. So there might be some guitar that I'm just not hearing. I like where they're going with this. They're putting notes in there that wouldn't be the normal progression, and they're keeping it just dynamically interesting. Just listening to the song, I can say this has got some interesting parts in it. Plus, just the overall feel of the song is so good. This is another one of those songs where I would say, just up to the point we've heard here, and again, this is my first time ever hearing the song. I would venture to say that this is one of those songs that would be a great first thing in the morning song. You're laying in bed, you're groggy, you want to hit the snooze again, but you can't. So you reach over, you turn on your stereo, and this song comes on, you're going to get out of bed. We heard a couple of little noises in there. I'm guessing that was guitar or bass guitar. Keyboards don't usually make that kind of noise, and it didn't sound like it was coming from the drums. But that's cool. It gives it a little bit of character and something that's a little bit unique. It doesn't always have to be a note. Sometimes just the ambient sound in the room could add character to it. In this case, of course, all that would be digitally removed today. You would never hear stuff like that in today's world. And again, part of why I think that these songs are demos. But I actually thought it was pretty cool. It added a little bit of humanity to what we're hearing. The drums sound like they have a lot of chorus on them, or chorus and reverb. They don't sound bad. They definitely sound very 80s. This was a short-lived sound, really. But the song's got great energy. I really like some of these transitions. I think that one was just a little weird, where all of a sudden it was just a hi-hat playing. But overall, it's a pretty cool song. Another one I would say that this was in development, but probably pretty close to being done. I really like this section. There's a feeling of triumph here, or just resolve that, I've been reborn. I'm going to give it a better shot this time, or just something there that feels kind of inspiring to me. Just all of a sudden, the song got very keyboard heavy, didn't it? I like what the keys are playing, but we're off balance in our mix once again. Well, I'm not sure quite who that was at the end. It sounded a little bit deep of a voice to be Peter, but you never know. It was a cool ending. I definitely feel resolve. I feel empowerment. I think those are the words I would go with. But very energetic, very passionate vocal delivery, great song. Love the different parts. I think Some of the transitions were fantastic, and a couple of them maybe not so much. But again, demo songs, so we're not going to be too rough on anybody. But a great song. I'm glad it finally got released at least. Release at least. It's kind of fun to say. I think it deserved it. I think it's a very well put together song. Would have loved to have heard a polished version of it, to be honest. But there isn't one as far as I know. So that's the song that we have. So that's our episode for today, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you are having a great week. We got one more day to go yet and one more episode before the week is out. Come back and see us tomorrow for a song called Only Human. Cheers. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Uriah Heep, the Magician's Podcast. If you have enjoyed this show, please consider going over to Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast outlet, leaving a rating or a review. Be sure to subscribe to make sure that you are notified when new episodes are available. Please be sure to share this podcast with your fellow Uriah Heep enthusiasts and anyone who you think would like Uriah Heep, which should be everyone. And if you are so inclined, please feel free to contribute to the Patreon account. And if you are not a Patreon subscriber, you can also pay through the PayPal link on the website listed in the show links below. I would also like to thank Uriah Heep for their very generous support of the show, and thank you guys for listening. We'll see you in the next episode. Happy days!